That almost looks like you.
We have started. We officially are now live. How are you all? Hello, Roy Quitter, Jimmy, Rick, Boatman, Darlene, and Rick. Hello.
Hi, everybody.
So,
It's a bit early, isn't it?
bit early, yes it is. So we are here to celebrate summer solstice. The longest day, the shortest night. And after this point, the days will get slightly shorter each day until winter solstice, when the days are the shortest and night is longest. I hope everybody's all right. If you're in the southern hemisphere and you're able to watch the show right now, well, you're up at a strange time for you. And it's your coldest day, maybe your longest night, down there, down below.
None down under.
Unless you believe in a flat earth model, and then I don't know what to tell you. Up, down, left, right. Apparently we're a big flat circle, a pizza pie flying through space.
How you moved that.
How you made this?
How you moved that.
Moved it with energy.
I said, I like.
Okay. We usually have a box here for cushions, and I moved it here just off camera
Make sure
so
we were in the
we
shade.
could be as close here, because the sun is just over the roof. Just over the roof. So who's here? Anybody else joining in? Long Duck Dong. Welcome, Long Duck Dong. You poopy head with your poopy symbol. How are you?
Where did you? Oh, there.
In the chat.
I have to wear my glasses.
I got
It's
you.
too bright.
Too glaring for you, so you
Too
can't
bright.
read.
Yeah, but I couldn't see that very well.
Here's my marijuana grinder. It has a little window in it, a glass window.
It's all the way around.
Really like that. Put a little ground in there.
Go, come here. Get out of the sun. Go.
We are very hot right now in Maryland. We're part of that group of states that are experiencing extremely warm temperatures.
And Bo wants to lay in the sun.
In the next week,
Oopsie, oopsie. Hello there, Miss Glow.
at least in Baltimore, downtown Baltimore, it's predicted to be above 100 a couple different days. We'll be above 90, no surprise, for the next week and a half each day. Low of maybe in the low 70s at the most. Yes, it's hot here in the Mid-East, on the Atlantic coast. And I wonder if it's hot where you are.
How are you doing? When are you headed to Florida?
Hello, Pam.
Roy Quitter said marijuana, marijuana.
Marijuana,
Hey, get
marijuana.
high.
Yes, yes, yes. And
113 in Phoenix.
yes. Well, that's typical Florida, Arizona temperatures. We're actually as warmer than Florida, and we're going to be much warmer a number of the days in the next week. I sent a copy of our forecast to our friends M and G, and M, that's some hot stuff. They have
Rick,
a
Rick had to change his travel plans because
Yes.
he was headed to Florida to see how the floor went and to pay up our contractor, but he's running a little long,
Yeah,
so
this
he won't be
running
going down until July 11th,
Yep.
but only for to the 13th.
Yeah, so I might be trying to do cocktail hour with Rick somewhere from down there in Seminole where I can get a good cell signal. And I guess I have to pack that little tripod to maybe stick it on a table and put the phone in that holder.
Oh yeah, Donald Sutherland passed.
Donald Sutherland. He was sick for quite a while, unfortunately.
Donald, get back here.
88 years old.
Bell.
Donald Sutherland.
Beauregard.
Who was the character Hawkeye Pierce in the original movie MASH from 1970.
And Jimmy Rick said he was in the Body Snatchers movie too.
Yeah, he's got a very good body of work, and of course his later work included The Hunger Games and many orange juice commercials. He loved his orange juice
Pam
commercials,
says it's
apparently.
80 up in New York where she is.
That's not so bad. That's nice and cool, relatively.
Yeah, it's 89 right now here.
Ah.
And let me see. Seminole, it's 93.
All right, hotter in Seminole.
Yep.
So, if you're just getting on, and so far it's not that many people.
Just Rick. Rick is the only one going down. I'm
Yep.
scheduled for knee surgery on the 8th. He leaves on the 11th. I don't think I'd be much good traveling. Take me a little while.
Yeah, well. But she gets knee replacement surgery, and then physical therapy is here near where we live in Parkville. Very good group. I'm going to them myself. I've been there 3 times so far. They've really helped me already, just in that number of sessions. I go tomorrow morning at 11 for my 4th session. And my physical therapist, Joe, he loves to distract you so that he can get his technique accomplished, which involves some painful things. But they help you to heal quicker, so we put up with it. Even Darlene, she's the first one who ever met the guy. I met him after she told me he was so great for my knee replacement recovery for my first knee. So I went there a couple of years later, and he helped me out. And now this summer, we're both going to see the same guy. So we're having a 3-way.
Uh-huh.
I guess he would laugh probably nervously at me saying something like that.
I have a question. I know we don't have that many here, but does anyone out there use a Galaxy? Because if you do, I have a question for you.
Anybody use a Galaxy Android phone?
Everybody knows what a Galaxy is.
Oh, I didn't know they knew what the Galaxy was.
Well, if you don't have an iPhone, you possibly could have a Galaxy. Oh, Jimmy Rick says he has a Galaxy.
Okay.
Have a question for you. It might be that my friend G may be the only person I text that has a Galaxy. I think just about everybody else I know has an iPhone, including him. Well, she's the only one that when she texts me, a little circle comes up with, her identification. So I don't even have to open up my text to know that G sent me a text. It just pops up and it stays there till I make it go away. Is it because it's Galaxy to Galaxy, or is that just something else far out there? You got an answer for me, Jimmy Rick? I'm not going to wait.
No.
You can just give it to me.
Give it to him. Give it to us when you can. Give it to me. Give it to me. Oh, sock it to me back.
Yes.
So from Laugh-In in the 70s, that show, the Laugh-In show with Dan Rowan, Dick Martin, and Dan Rowan. Dan Rowan, Dick Martin, I think it was. They did it in that order. And you had people like Goldie Hawn,
Yeah.
very super
Oh, I don't
young.
want to turn it off, but that is what it is. From
Now she's
galaxy
in her
to
late
galaxy.
70s. It's hard
Thank
to
you,
believe.
Jimmy Rick.
Goldie
Hey,
Hawn
Michaela, hello
is
there.
78 years old now. Wow. Well, how about, oh man, I'm losing her name right now. She was in E.T. She has her own talk show.
Drew Barrymore.
Right. Drew Barrymore. She's probably pushing her 50s, I would guess, somewhere in that range.
Maybe even.
I don't think she's 60 yet.
Yeah.
Apparently, you can do galaxy to galaxy is a thing, but you
Yeah,
can change your
it in the
settings.
I'm not worried about it. I was
It
just
doesn't
curious.
happen with my phone. I'm guessing it's something in your settings. Miss Glow, and yes, Jimmy said it's a thing
In the settings.
for your
Okay.
for galaxy to galaxy. There's something you can turn it off,
I'll
leave it
I'll
on.
take a look. Thank you all, because I
Yes.
couldn't figure it out. I had a little guess, but that was it because.
Well, that was certainly not known. Yes, not known at all. So, in a couple of weeks, let's see, is it in a couple of weeks? What's today? 20th?
What?
Yeah, we have one more show this month. We'll be back to the special cleansing in the beginning of July. So that's 2 shows from now.
Wait a minute.
I am slowly working on my next Another Odd Place edition, but I have quite a bit of work to do. Maybe I'll do some of that down in Florida when I am stuck a lot for a day, basically not much to do. I'll work on that maybe.
Hey, Dingle Dangle, Robert Ryan. Same as always, an hour and a half. Because after this, I have to fix dinner.
Well, thank you for the summer solstice greeting. So, I don't know if we're going to get the normal number of people or not. I was
'cause it's
hoping
pretty
that
early.
it is early, but I was hoping that we might get people on the show that we don't normally have joining Cocktail Hour with Rick. So I put together a promotion video, which surprisingly, it's done pretty well in terms of views.
Yeah, I know they did. They vandalized Stonehenge, but they, not that it makes it right, but they did use a powder made with
A powder
baking
paint?
powder.
Oh,
Baking soda or baking powder. I can't remember which one it
that's
said.
what they use?
And it rinses off.
All right.
So it's not
So
permanently
it's
stained.
not, but
It doesn't make it right.
when they were in the middle of doing it,
Hey, Mike from St. Pete.
there were people there
Hey,
that went
Maciel.
and tried to, hey there, we got Mike and Maciel from St. Pete, our friends down in St. Pete. I invited them. I let them know we were doing this a little earlier in the week, so I was glad that they were able to
Josh
do
was
it.
here.
Yeah. Hello, Josh was here, and
Nancy Santa Maria.
now Nancy Santa Maria Latica. Thank you for being with us. And so, like I said, I put together this video. What I did was I just scanned YouTube or Google and was just trying to find anything I could possibly screen record on my iPhone. And then when I edited them in the iPhone, I cropped out the watermarks, if there were any, which actually it left me with a little bit of footage that I think came from National Geographic at the very end. And I found some good stuff on Epidemic Sound for sound bites to use, chanting sounds and such, and little drony kind of a track. So it was good. And I hope it gave you a chuckle if you watched. It was intended to. So today we haven't been too taxed. Actually, we took it easy today, relatively, right?
Well, I had a dentist appointment.
Right.
Oh, and then Jay, or I say new grandson, even though he's 18.
Yeah.
He has a job and he has to learn how to use buses. Well, he's not used to that. He's from Aruba. So we did a dry run today, and it came out pretty well.
Darlene took him in her car to where the bus stops were, and they went through the same route following the
Well,
bus.
see, he was supposed to get on the 33, and we downloaded the app for the MTA, and we both saw that we were going to be there in like 3 minutes. So Jay got out of the car, he went up to the bus stop, and I could basically see the bus stop where I was parked, and I was planning on just following it because I knew it was going to White Marsh Mall. I just wasn't real sure where. So he was up there for about 10 minutes, and then the information on the phone changed and said, oh, it's not going to be there for another 20 minutes. Well, Jay came back. He goes, well, the bus came by. It was a little white one, and I waved, but he didn't stop. I said, that wasn't an MTA bus. It's one of those links where if you have a disability, you can use it to go to the doctors and that type of thing. So we drove across the street to Dunkin' Donut. I got a nice latte. He got a water. And so we sat down there. He goes, is that the bus? And we look over, and there's the 33. It was running late. So I said, well, we'll follow the bus.
That's not uncommon for buses.
Yeah. So we get in the car, and I tried to follow. I knew basically where it was going, but there were too many slow people in front of me. But the bus had to have been running late, because when we got over to White Marsh Park and Ride, which is where it was, that bus was already gone.
Right.
But the 56 was there. So I said, I want you to get on the 56, make sure it's the right bus, ask if they stop where you need to go. And so he took that bus to where he would have to get off from work. So it was a good adventure. It got him to be able to get on a bus, ask the questions if he needs to, know
Get
how
the
to
feel
pay the
of it,
fee.
right.
So it was a good dry
So
run
good.
today. Well,
He had,
thanks, Nancy.
because it's kind of pricey to pay for Uber to give you a ride to work and back every day.
Yeah, it's like $13 because the one thing
Yeah.
the MTA app did, it told you the price of the bus you were getting on. It's $2 for each bus unless you have like a week or a month pass. And it also told you how long it would take to walk there. It also told you how long it would take to bike there. And it also told you the cost of the Uber.
So I want to say thank you, DGA Infinity. Next Thursday, me and my co-workers are going to do the Whaley House Ghost Tour. Yes, very good.
Thanks, Nancy. Yeah, don't forget to hit that like button, please.
Say hi to Father Serra's spirit, yes, if it might inhabit there. And good luck with your ghost hunting. I think I need to just...
Maybe down a little bit.
Yeah, it's just...
Touch the screen.
Just want to... Yeah, that's good. And come over this way a little bit. All right.
Did I miss someone?
Good for you, DJ Infinity,
Hey, Shannon.
and your friends. And hope you have a great time. Josh is still here.
Today is Thursday.
One of the...
Shannon, happy Thursday and
As
summer
ironically,
solstice. Thank you.
I know Josh is not a Baltimorean, but he has a bus that goes right past his home. It's
Oh, it's still a number
ironically
33.
a
Yeah.
33. That's, yeah.
Painted Gourds, hello there. Alex Ruff.
And
Yeah, it's 33
good to have
the
you.
56.
Cough, cough. You're streaming on a Thursday because it's summer solstice today.
That's not the real reason.
And also, we're doing something tomorrow night. We're going out to dinner as a family.
Oh, I'm
And
so
it's
sorry
actually
you're
to
sick,
celebrate-
Alex. Hopefully you're in the AC.
My grandson, Jeremiah, his graduation from high school here. It happened a couple weeks back, but we didn't really have a dinner to celebrate it together, so we're doing it tomorrow. And Jay picked the place. We're going to be having a nice Jamaican meal. Jamaican me hungry talking about it. And I want to say hi to Alex and Robert Ryan. And apparently Loopsy, Oopsy, and Shannon.
Yeah.
Glad that you are here
Lucy
with
was
us.
in earlier. You just didn't hear me.
Okay. And then Painted Gourds, I did hear you mention that. I thought that you were talking about something someone said.
No.
Well, hello. And if you are new to the channel and the show, or one or the other, whatever, we do give out free gifts on request. You send them to us by email. You send us your name and your complete mailing address, snail mail address, and we will send you a brown envelope labeled to you with a little gift inside. You send it to my email, rick, period, ADR, at AOL.com.
Hello there.
Hello, Potato Kartoff, joining us from Japan.
We're really glad everybody that's here could make it. We know
Yes.
it's a strange time, something pretty much out of the ordinary, and we appreciate it.
So, and here's now
Dr.
Dr. Leonard
Leonard
Hofstetter. Good to have you on here too. So we're creeping up our 28 now. Very good.
Don't forget, when you see Justine Serra, it's Rick.
Right. Justine is me. This is Justine's iPad. And
Oh, Dingle Dangle is working, but he's listening, so that's great.
oh, hello, Dingle Dangle. Good for you. I actually have had some people comment that they, like Alex, for example. I think she just said this last
Alex
week.
is a he, I believe.
Okay.
Isn't that Alex that we met at Racers?
I don't know about that. ALYX, I don't know. But they have mentioned that they would be doing some chores or doing some kind of thing, work even, at home, with the show going in the background, listening to us talk and not having to watch.
That's
And
great,
really,
Josh.
we're not so much to see. You know, we could just be a live
Dina Desbro,
audio
hello there.
podcast. Dina, good to see you. Is Wesley around too? I hope that you guys are doing well down there. And these guys have been enjoying a lot of kayaking down not far from where they live on the southeast part of Florida, near Port St. Lucie. I remembered this time. I forgot the name. And good to have you with us, Dina. Blessed Letha, is that the some kind
Oh,
of
that sounds
a,
like fun,
a
Nancy.
god that the Wiccans worship, maybe? Of course, you know, you would be in England at Stonehenge to join a public celebration of the summer solstice. You might chant a little. So let's have a little bit of a chant. Are you ready? I'm going to try to do it like the guy on my promo. Ow! Damn, is that what happens when you do that chant? It felt like something stung my arm.
I rest my case.
It's dangerous to be a druid. Don't be a druid anymore. So yes, I'm not druid at all. It's a self-explanatory show and grow and smoke and puff. Puff, puff, pass even. So, and now the baby is enjoying his bed.
Yeah, good.
He was laying right underneath of all the stuff we have right here on the deck. We are on our deck. In fact, let me give you a little peek. And I'll try not to touch
Don't touch
the screen. So there's Bo. Here, of course, is where we are. And of course, you see now this is a deck you're on. Yes. Uh-oh. Come back here.
Rick, you can't go so high.
I got you. I'm doing slow as I can. And this is the deck box I just moved over here to get it out of the way. This is what I call the bush forest. It's like one bush over there. Been allowed to grow, and it's amazing. I can't believe it's that big. That's a lot of biomass. So this is the backyards of Maravos Lane.
I'll let him know, Angry Parrot.
Okay, what's up?
He lives in Wiltshire, UK.
Okay.
And there's a place just 10 miles away called Avebury, A-V-E-B-U-R-Y. They have more stones and Stonehenge, and you can touch them.
Cool. Guess you're not supposed to touch them. So I know you're not supposed to spray paint on them, but yes. And I love parrots too. There's somebody over that way that's kind of like a kid screaming and squealing. Isn't that nice? It's not a bird, is it?
Yeah. It's a bird. Quack, quack. It's a bird.
Hello?
It's Rick.
Hi. Is that you or the bird? I don't care. Don't shoot me again. She's got it all cocked. Ow! Whoa, on the back of my hand here.
But I did it from over here.
It's amazing that you did that. But you did pull it back a little bit. Thank you for giving me a break.
Yeah.
So the dart went over here, and it was a really cool. I wish we could have got the whole video. It was very, very cool action sequence. So we're not going to do anything naked. I know I said so earlier in the chat. If you scroll to the very beginning, if you've been in that long.
Oh, and Angry Parrot said you can touch the stones there.
You can, that's great. I don't know about it. Ava Burry. Ava Burry. There are specific mantras often used on the solstice, including So Hum, I am that,
Art Star.
or I can't see this.
Because of the glare.
Yeah. Shanti.
I wish that breeze.
Shanti. Shanti. And thank you very much, Dina. We like to be educated here on the Rick Serra channel, don't we all? Yes, we do. We're now at 32 people. Is Rick high?
Probably.
Not quite. Well, we're... that went off the deck.
Why are you so loud?
Off the deck, hon.
Oh, big deal.
You have to go down and get it.
Sure.
Right.
I will.
And hit the fucking likes. Yes, please hit that like button. We love likes. Rick, any cock work lately? Yes, I had to use some black caulk. It was a very thick opening I had to fill. Luckily, the black caulk filled the hole completely, and everything was satisfied, or everyone was satisfied. You dirty boy, you guys are bad. I know we are. Well, I'm a bee. Wait, dabbing. Okay, dab. You dab and I'll flower.
Explain to me again what dabbing is.
It's like taking the oil of cannabis and you put some of it inside of a device that heats it up and you inhale the vapor off that.
Okay.
There's special devices that have to heat up to use that stuff. It's the same as what we used to call Hash oil.
Oh,
Remember that name?
yes.
Okay. So I guess hash was supposedly you take the oil and you take some material and you mix it together and it makes the hash, like putty. I used to love hash. Blonde, red, black, black primo, which had little
Glad you
bits
guys
of
could join us, Mike and
opium
Maciel.
inside of the black hash.
Bud's Red Hots.
Anybody remind them of old days by me mentioning black hash or red hash? Honestly, blonde, red, black, I liked red hash as far as the taste.
I didn't like hash at all.
I love my
It
hash.
was too harsh.
You daily dab, and I do too. But I don't dab. I mean, I daily puff.
He daily puffs.
Right. But I don't do a whole lot. A quarter would almost last me a week. Quarter ounce, 7 grams. It's like a gram a day. That's about it. If I take an eighth and I grind it up, it's several days, obviously. 3.5 grams. So like 3 days.
I
Great.
don't keep track.
I know you don't. You just give me money and I go buy more.
I give him money because he doesn't like to go to the bank.
I'm glad to see that Grostradamus, who
Hey, gross.
almost forgot we were doing it Thursday instead of Friday. Glad to have you aboard.
Hey, we'll be waiting for you,
Now
Nancy.
we're sitting at 31, and Nancy loves hash too. Well, good for you, Nancy. I graduated 1977 from senior high school, and I guess I started.
Yeah,
I started
guess there is.
smoking marijuana and hash around 1976.
Oh, I started before you.
Yeah, and
I got married in 71. I also graduated in 71.
I was 11.
I was actually married when I walked across the stage to get my diploma.
Wow. I never knew that.
You didn't? Yeah. Because I got married in June. I graduated in June, but it was after.
I didn't turn 18 until the month of October for my freshman year of college. I was a little bit of a late bloomer, as you know. Oh well. But I was able to, pardon me, I was able to start elementary school at 4.5.
I remember two of them.
Kindergarten.
Two of my teachers' names from 12th grade.
Oh?
Mrs. Watts, she was the business machine, all that type of person, typing and all that stuff. And Mr. Moore, he was English. They're the two I remember.
I had a Mrs. Springman for my first grade teacher, Mrs. Springman. How do I remember that? I don't know. Then I had a Miss Toon in elementary school.
I had Sister Helena in the 8th grade.
When I was in junior high, in my 9th grade, had Miss Johnson, my science teacher, the one who told me that I should go to the college prep school instead of the neighborhood school. And
What
at
was
her
the college prep school?
Poly,
Oh, okay.
Baltimore Polytechnic Institute, and then Northern High. At the time, it was called Northern High. It's got a different name now. Building's still in use. Was the neighborhood where I was growing up in northeast Baltimore. But Polytechnic was more in town, closer to actually Hamden, or Charles, or Roland Park, rather. Like between Roland Park and Hamden.
Yeah, you're right there on the edge.
Yep. And my dad went to that same school at a different location. It moved into a new construction building where I ended up going to school many years after my dad had gone to school. In the middle of downtown Baltimore, where the original school building, Baltimore Polytechnic Institute, was located. So it's a very high honor to graduate from the school at all, because it's a tough school. They have high expectations, and I was able to do pretty well there, and ended up
Josh's
going to university.
kindergarten teacher was called Mrs. Robinson, so the Simon
Oh.
and Garfunkel song.
Mrs. Robinson, I think that you were too young to do a graduate.
Oh, good for
thing.
you, Dr. Leonard Hofstadter.
You know, that's terrible. If you were in kindergarten with Mrs. Robinson, and then there was a
You
song.
didn't say they came out at the same time.
Oh my God, that she would be having sex with a kindergartner? That's terrible, Mrs. Robinson. You are really a big sinner,
Okay,
Mrs.
that's not what
Robinson.
he was saying. Don't make me hit you.
Quit robbing the cradle.
See, you just beg for it.
Whoa. I beg for it. Ah! Ah! Down low in the abdomen here.
Well, I can't aim it very well if I'm trying to get further away.
It's pretty good that you actually can shoot it at all.
I know. But I'm drinking water because I still have to cook dinner.
Damn it, I started to bleed again. I don't know why. I keep picking at this spot.
Oh, I know what you mean. That's what I keep doing. Cuckoo, cuckoo.
Cuckoo, cuckoo, yep. Let's see what's going on in the chat here. I have no idea if she was trying to seduce Dustin Hoffman. Hey, in the day, that he might have still been a good catch. A little bit elderly now. Rick, my dad would be 74 next Friday if he was still here. God bless your dad. You keep him alive in your heart and memory.
You don't need to go to the grave.
Yeah,
You carry them in your heart
exactly.
the whole time.
The whole time. And, you know, unlike everybody, you got the heavy burden of having multiple people in your family pass within a year or so of one another. So, and I know
But
you love
Bruce,
them all.
That's what you do, and that's how you keep them alive, by remembering them. I don't know if I quoted this before on the show, and I got it from NCIS when Ducky passed, and they did a tribute.
Yeah, for him.
That Jimmy gave a little eulogy,
Right.
and he quoted Ducky's words. He goes, "You die twice. You die once when your body passes, and you die a second time when people stop talking about you, telling stories,
Remembering you.
So you just keep on remembering, telling stories. That's what I do. Everybody that has passed.
We all get to take that trip too.
Yep.
I'm not asking for a quick ticket though. I can
Wow,
be patient.
Nancy. She flunked third grade twice. So she had a nightmare.
Oh, I'm
school
sorry,
experience.
Nancy, right. That's a mess. I almost dropped out of high school my junior year.
Had some great teachers that helped.
Encourage you to keep on excellent. So that's great. You know, even if you don't go if it's even high school or you don't finish college,
I'm sure they did, Nancy. People
know,
didn't understand it.
you can always go back. Don't think your door is shut to a path if you weren't able to complete it before. I'm actually, I appreciate hearing the stories of an older person who later in life finally got their high school equivalency or they finished their college degree. You know, that's great. It proves that you can continue to learn your whole life. So,
That's
and
a big
can,
accomplishment, Nancy.
you can always reinvent yourself at any time. You might have to just find new people, especially if the old ones were kind of negative and they actually were destructive to you. Unfortunately, that happens, and you have to make a tough decision. Like when you're going for sobriety, and all of your previous acquaintances were the people you got high with, or you got buzzed with, and you have to move to a different group of people because you need to hang with people who find other reasons to gather and have fun without having to be high. Not that I'm an angel, obviously, as I drink my beer and I puff my weed and sit here in front of you. But I can have fun without it. I mean, up till the time I puffed or drank this beer today, I've had fun today. I've laughed today. So I can do it sober, in limited quantity.
He took.
I moderate in moderation. My father dropped out at 16. His father passed and got, right? That's the whole deal.
Rick took Mom to for a test today because I was going to do it, but then I wanted to do this thing with Jay, and I didn't want to do it late because I didn't know how long it was going to take. So we started around 1. It took us about 2 hours, maybe.
And we
to go
ended
through the
up
whole
coming
thing.
back here about the same time.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that worked out really well.
Mom had to drink a quart of water right before, within an hour of the test, and then she had to pee and then have it done again. It was an ultrasound of her bladder.
Mr. Doggy Dog.
I don't know if I've never had an ultrasound. It's not that hard of a thing to endure. Some warm, gooey gel and a warm little device that
Is that what they did?
Yeah, ultrasound.
She needed it with a full bladder, and then
drain.
she had to go to the bathroom, and then they did it again.
So the place yesterday where it was scheduled, where we go for basically our medical center with our direct care physician and some other
that's
doctors.
sad, Nancy.
Their toilets were out of order yesterday, so they had to close. Well, today, only some of the toilets were functioning, hon. The ones in the front were still not working.
Oh.
So Mom had to go all the way into the back of the place to use the bathroom. So she had to walk even further.
Well, she should have taken the walker.
I know, but she didn't want to take her walker. I asked, I said, are you going to take your walker or are you going to be stubborn? I'm being stubborn.
Oh, the good news is Mom has scheduled a river cruise.
Oh, my mother, we threw this in as an idea. Why don't you talk to my brother who might have the time and might be more interested in going to Europe to do this Viking river cruise that she'd been looking at advertised for a long time.
A couple years.
So she's going in October, later October, so it'll be a little cool, but it still won't be winter time, and she'll get to see beautiful spots in the pathway that she's going to travel, and my brother will be going with her.
Yeah, I really didn't want to go. It's not on my bucket
And
list.
I thought and told her, and then we both said it to Mom, or maybe she did first. She took me to Alaska. Why don't you take Steve to Europe? Steve didn't mind, so
That's
great for
wonderful,
both of them.
Nancy.
anybody that's watching us now, anybody ever take one of those river cruises? You have any comments about it?
Well, I'm glad you took care of your co-worker, Jimmy Rick. That's a big thing, running a marathon. Yeah, potato cart off. She's really happy about it.
Yeah, obviously working outdoors in the summer, you're going to be subject to warmer temperatures, and sometimes the conditions could be deadly. You can die of heat stroke. You can start to have some heat stress. A heat stroke is the extreme end of that process. It takes some hours for it to go there. But you stay hydrated and have break out of the sun in a cool place, you can manage. So where the employer doesn't want to give a person the chance to have a break, or whoever's in charge of that type of an issue, that's kind of not humane to make a person work in conditions where you could actually die from the heat. So I'm glad that your job and the employer for your coworker, Jimmy, was of the part where there's a little heart. God bless them. Temperature has been okay here, but the humidity is crazy. Well, luckily you're near water. How is the Atlantic temperature? Is it still refreshing to get in, or is it getting a little too warm?
Good job, Jimmy Rick.
Hey, Mike from St. Pete. I see some bugs.
They're
What's
roaches.
going on? They're roaches. Ew. You got roaches? Ew. Roaches are disgusting. I hate the heat. It's so hot. She'll be back. Okay.
She's gonna go dab.
Go dab. She must have to dab in a different spot. Maybe outdoors.
Could be.
Because I'm sure that creates some kind of a vapor odor.
Good. I'm glad we're getting a little bit of breeze here.
Yes.
Not as much as the other day.
But also, you probably can tell, I don't know what the image is like to you guys, but we must look a little bit less than bright. I didn't want to bother with light today. I just didn't think it was going to be.
I don't know. It doesn't look
important.
bad. Can't
We
you
don't
see
look too
yours?
bad? Yeah, I guess that's not bad.
And with that light on us,
But I imagine the dab is less intense than flour for sure. Especially some of the skunky, funky ones you can buy.
Oh, Dingle Dangle said the smell of dab is much less intense than
Less
flour.
intense, yes.
It dispenses quickly.
Well, that's good to know.
Oh, I'm learning so much.
If I'm riding in a car and we're going to puff, we should just dab instead. That way, if we get pulled over by the cops, they don't smell the reefer.
They don't lots of else for that anymore, do they?
Depends on where, man.
I'm in Maryland.
Yeah, in Maryland, pot's legal if you're 21. Now, if you're driving and puffing,
I don't think that's...
you're going to get DUI. You can't do that. You do it at home in your own yard, etc. But according to the way it reads, I don't think you're supposed to even smoke it in a park or anything like that.
Probably not.
So I just hide the activity.
He went to hear a band Sunday, and he sat outside and
Right.
puffed.
Puff outside, go back inside.
But when he... See, instead of using a pen, or even
I don't like that.
a doobie,
The doobie, yeah.
he uses a bowl, which is really pretty obvious. So I'm saying,
It's not. You can sort of. You can sort
that's
of
right,
do.
Dingle Dangle.
You can sort of do this. doesn't look
Yeah, but
obvious at
Jimmy,
all.
Rick, you gotta watch how you take that across state lines. So I'm probably going back to Disneyland or Universal again and take lots of edibles. It makes it a lot more fun.
So do you transport edibles on airplane flight in your luggage? What do you put it in your check-in? I hope.
It
But
would have to be checked in.
but you know that's chancy, man. That's risky shit. What if they somehow? Not that they would smell it probably, but what if your bag gets checked?
California. But still, you have to go across state lines. I guess I'm assuming it's legal in California. Buy it when you get there. Oh, he drives.
Oh, okay. Well, you get past
Well,
that way.
we have two dingle dangle when we
Yes.
drove in the car.
Yes.
Not on the plane.
I have
That's not a good idea, Gross.
I have flown, but then
Okay.
okay, I won't.
Thank you.
I put the material into something else.
I knew
And
you
then
wouldn't stop.
shipped
I knew
it.
you wouldn't stop.
Shipped it as if it was, was sending it to me in the
Hey,
other
so
location.
glad you could make it.
I didn't say what you thought I was going to say,
I know.
right?
Yes.
Okay, you were worried about
Okay, we can stop that.
You were worried about me
conversation.
saying what?
Nothing. Yeah, probably more dispensaries in California than any other state. Yeah, but you still made it, Soul. Was that a dud?
No, I shot it inside the
Uh,
container. I didn't know if it was going to go off. I was pulling on the trigger. It didn't feel like it was going to shoot.
That's because it's not
It
familiar
was
with your
Oh, that's
touch.
right. Yeah. It has a bio
Yeah.
sensor that it won't
Sure it
activate
does.
unless it's in your hand. That's a bunch of bull. But there are guns I hear out there that they have some kind of biometric
That's cool,
that
Soul.
you have your fingerprint or whatever it is, that it knows you're the person that can use
They've
that.
seen the sci-fi we have. Oh, we
Right.
did see two sci-fi movies. We both liked them. Rebel Moon and Rebel Moon 2.
Yes, Rebel Moon Part 2 on Netflix. Rick recommends that for sci-fi, especially, like Star Wars kind of people. I think you will like this.
What was the name of the movie? God, now I can't think. He was going senile. He was a killer.
Oh, right. God, I forget.
Damaged?
Was it just Damaged?
I don't know.
But that was a pretty good one. Trying to,
Michael Keaton was
Yes.
in it. Let me see if I can figure it out. No. Let me see. I didn't want to do that. Check.
gotta check what you do.
I know, I gotta watch it. The movie Damage.
Oh, so Solstice is in here now. Hello there.
No, Damage
saw
was not was
Inside
not
Out 2 last night.
Recent Michael
It was
Keaton.
great. Inside Out 2. So if Inside Out,
Knox goes away.
Knox goes away. That was right. Knox goes away. In other words, his mind was checking out. He had, it wasn't an Alzheimer's, it wasn't frontotemporal dementia, it was something even worse. And he was going to lose his capabilities cognitively in a very short period of time. And he is a hired killer. He's been doing this his whole career, and no one knew. He's kept it under wraps. That was a pretty cool movie.
Yeah, that was good.
That's what we like. We like to see movies don't like to get tied into series,
Oh,
but
but no, we are starting one.
we're starting.
Do you remember the original Dexter? We just watched season 1, episode 1 last night.
There's 8 seasons to that. We did not see many of the seasons. We only saw some of the first couple. So it's basically new to us. I forgot the whole first episode. I forgot how it went. How they
No,
introduced
we
him.
haven't seen that, Jimmy Rick.
Anybody a Dexter fan? That's a pretty interesting
Yeah, it
show.
was.
And then Jen's been talking about this
Dark
one
Matter.
show, Dark Matter, on Apple Plus.
And I've been watching Altered Carbon,
And what's that on?
Netflix.
Netflix. And from what I saw, and she said as well, you have to really hang on and pay attention to this almost a sci-fi psychodrama. I mean, it's mentally twisted.
It
really
is.
is. The things that are a part of the normal for this story's reality, it's quite twisted. I don't know if I really like to watch that from what I saw.
Well, it's supposed to be on the same order as Dark Matter.
Oh, really?
That's
Well, I
what-
guess I'll find out.
And I knew that because apparently Altered Carbons only made it, I think, 2 seasons, and I believe it was canceled, and the reason was because of the price of production. But then they also commented, but now there's Dark Matters out, and it's supposed to be, not, along the same type of line.
Is there anybody that was in both productions?
And I have
Was
no
a producer
idea.
or
I
writer?
have no idea.
Could you do a little more research
No,
next
why?
time you're going to talk about shit like this? We really can. Really, you know what I mean? She's going to tell us this stuff, and then she only gives us half of the fucking story. What the hell? What good are you? I mean, what bullshit is?
That's what good I am.
Okay. You knew I was fighting for it. I was begging for it almost, as I was laying into you with this farce and bullshitty pretending that I was all upset about your research.
I know.
Really, you just want to make sure you still love me.
Oh, I still love you too most times. I left your ass last night though.
I know you did, didn't you? Was that, you mean, when we were all standing here,
I think we were sitting.
sitting? We were having a little bit of a discussion, something that we say not to talk about on the show. So we're not going to talk about it, but I'll just give the key topic title.
No.
Politics and religion.
Oh,
We
yeah.
just don't do politics and religion. So, because it's divisive. So we were getting a little heated. 2 versus 1. 2 people having an opinion versus me having a different opinion. But we weren't trying to be nasty. We just
Didn't
were.
say that. But
Okay.
You have
But
a
she
habit.
does not like to watch me, and she doesn't want to be around me when
You
I
have
start
a
to
habit, and you're doing it right
get
now.
a little emotion.
You don't
No,
let
I'm
people,
not.
You don't let people finish their thought
Well,
or
that's
their
just-
words.
That's just because my mind's going so fast. I want to get it
And
out.
so part of that is also you can't actually hear what they're saying. So I
So
got
that's
up and
true.
left. I got up and left.
So, but then she came back. She really did, and we stopped at the point where she came back, and we all kissed and made up.
Oh yeah,
and
it
we said
it
goodbye.
really was not a fight. I'm not saying that, but don't want to lead up to it.
No,
I
no,
just
no.
don't want it.
It's not worth your
We have enough
friendships
drama
or
in
your
our lives. We
your
don't
family
need to create
love.
more.
So I hope that somehow we can all hold on to this as a common
There's going to be another space.
agreement. I'd heard about this, and
That's what Jimmy Rick just
guess
said.
who's going to be in it? Mel Brooks
Yeah.
again. He's like 98. Good old Mel Brooks, that sucker. He is something. Yes, I like it, the Spaceballs, the original one. It was so stupid. The farce. So interesting. I wonder what mission's going to come back. But watching the Rebel Moon series, the two parts on Netflix. We're hoping for a third part, and it seems like it's a possibility
Because of the way they
because of
ended.
the way they leave things really open.
And only, I think, a lot of people died, of course. But on the good side, only two main people died. Bunch of people died, but two
Well,
main
the innocent
actors.
farmer people that they were. We don't want to say too much,
No.
but the premise is there's this like dominating force from the mother world, wherever that is, and they all appear to be human. And these humans are way out in the middle of F, bum, bumfuck planet, and that's actually not even a planet. It's like a moon that is going around some kind of a strange, like dwarf star or something or other, and they're barely eking out an existence, and then
They're farmers.
they're farmers, and it's like it looked like it was Ireland in 1825 or something. They were living a very simple life, and still not electric-based technology as a primary thing that they
I don't think
use.
he did, Jimmy.
So whatever. So it's a good versus bad kind of a story, and I always like when good wins over bad or evil. It's always so nice. It's so hard to take when it goes the other way.
Hey, Mr. D Pants, good morning.
Hello, Mr. D Pants. Is Shillelagh around?
Shillelagh.
Happy winter solstice to you. And he's going, Arrgh! Winter, I hate winter. Arrgh! 42 degrees Fahrenheit was their low temperature. Arrgh, is so fracking horrible. Arrgh!
Why are you doing like
42. I don't know.
I mean, like a pirate.
I don't know. But Mr. D Pants, 42 in the winter time is like sweater weather. I mean, it's big deal. It's nothing. With the little clouds, oh my
Mr. D
God.
Pants is off to work.
Oh, he's
Hope
off to
see
work?
you next week. Yeah,
What
'cause
is all
it's-
this here? I don't understand what's going on here.
I don't know what you're doing. See, it's time for him to go to work. It's in the morning. I'm glad you stopped in, Mr. D Pants.
Yes, very pleasant to have you visit us here on Cocktail Hour
Fuck
with
winter.
Rick
Have a
on
good day. They're both
summer
leaving.
solstice.
They're both leaving for work.
Both leaving for work, working hard for the money.
What's the rest of the words? It's a song.
I know.
Oh, I thought you were going to
I
sing
wasn't.
it.
No, I wasn't really going there. She works hard for the money.
That was that one dance
Yeah,
scene.
yeah. So you better treat her right. Right? You know the song?
Yeah. I'm watching though. I want to make sure he
Oh.
doesn't stay in the sun.
Don't stay in the sun.
He's actually in the shade if he lays down.
So what's shaking for the weekend? Anybody have anything really cool gonna be going down? Would you like to share your story with us?
I'd like to go to Racers Saturday.
Yes, I would like that too.
Okay.
A 4-day weekend for some people. Excellent. We're still at 32. Oh, we're down to 28. Oh my God. Oh well.
People stop in. They have things to do. It's early in the.
See if anybody I haven't said hello to directly. No? No?
She works hard for the money. So hard for it, honey. She works hard for the money, and
So you better treat her right. Right. All right, so It's just us.
Oh, that sounds
It's got
good,
a nice
Gross.
little core here.
Gross bought a plane ticket yesterday to go to Boston and explore New England this fall.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Yeah, we're thinking about, if possible, doing something in January. But our big thing in January is taking care of all the animals across the street. And they're getting more and more animals. Now they only have 3 dogs and a cat, but they have a bearded dragon, they have
Chameleon.
a chameleon, they have 2 other lizard type things, and of course a bunch of fish and all.
This one lizard, Marlin came over today with him on his back.
Yeah.
He'll grow to 6 feet.
Oh, did he say that? I missed that
Yes.
part.
That
Wow.
one he had today, 6 feet. Eventually. He said, what do you do with a 6-foot lizard? Holy shit. Do you ride the lizard? Maybe you take that instead of your car to work. It's like riding on the back of a dinosaur. You think you were in the Flintstones again. Flintstones, meet the Flintstones. Modern Stone Age family. From the town of Bedrock. They're,
How far can you go? I think that might be it.
something about history. Oh well.
I could
I
never.
got a
kinda
little
that
bit of
far.
it.
You got a good part of it. Couldn't be me. Mr. Bob Newell, hello there.
Used to also do Green Acres.
Green Acres is a place to be.
Far living is the life for me. Man, land spreading out so far and wide. Keep Manhattan, but give me that countryside.
I don't know.
New York is where I'd rather stay. I get a most allergic hay. Oh, darling, I love a park view. Something about, but give me Fifth Avenue.
Yeah.
Yep. And then they chant back it. Eddie, Albert,
I think
and Zsa Zsa Gabor.
very good.
Green Acres. My band, a trailer park opera band, yes, we did Green Acres, the theme song, instrumental only, as a little fill piece for our sets. And we had a fun band, we really did. We played a couple of shows. We didn't have like a major tour around the world or anything. But it was all good fun. Even had a party. It was like the breakup party for the band, but it was a paid gig. It was going to pay and gave us food too. Like the people had nice steak, like what are they called? Ribeye steaks and burgers, dogs, and every kind of side and everything. We could help ourselves to whatever we wanted. Plus, they paid us to play by their poolside. And this is when we had Dave Stutzer playing the electronic woodwind device and Molly playing violin. And at this point in history, they were dating. And I don't know what happened, but Dave said or did something that upset the other member who's still alive. God bless Dave. He's passed on. Bless his spirit. I really love Dave and liked him in the band. We had good times. But I don't want to say the other name just in case by a long shot there would be a view.
Yeah.
But I don't know what caused it, but I remember
Hey, Amanda Morgan.
the one member, the lady driving away, and the guy, he could not get it in his head that she was like saying, that's it, I'm done, we're done. And I'm done for the party too. Goodbye, guys, I'm sorry. So, He chased her down the driveway. It was a gravel driveway. He ran several hundred yards. Finally gave up.
Said your hair looks great.
My hair is a mess.
I know.
My hair is
So's
an
mine.
absolute mess. I even wet it and then sprayed it with spray, and look, it just doesn't want to do anything.
The wind doesn't help much.
Doesn't help, but whatever. I like my hair though, so I'm not going to shave it off just because. It bows down in the yard, way down in the bottom of the yard. We have a decent sized
He's
little
going down there
yard,
to
not a giant yard,
drop
but
a load.
he's probably going to drop a load. But he's got a lot of grass to do in, and with it being temperatures in the 90s, that stuff gets pretty dry and hard pretty quick, and you can then just pick it up and fling it into a bush or something, and nobody will know the difference. I consider it free fertilizer for my perennial bulbs, like my hostas and my daylilies. Shit is shit, you know what I mean? It could be chemical manufactured, it could be the natural
That's true,
bodily
dingle
waste.
dangle.
But I wouldn't use, if you do, you should stop. Never use human or pet animal doo-doo for any vegetable gardening. No. Do not do that. You will possibly get yourself in trouble. And any poo-poo should be allowed to sort of get heated up and cured or dried out a little bit, not fresh out of the derriere of the particular bovine or whatever. Even chicken poop is not bad when it gets dried off a little bit. Got a lot of ammonia in it.
Okay.
Get that in the soil and have it converted chemically to a form that the plants can use, instead of it just running off into a waterway.
Hey, Muffin!
Muffin's here. We're good for Muffin. Welcome, Muffin. We're at 29 lovely fans, and we hope that you're having a good time hanging out with each other, as well as once in a while we say something amusing. I don't know. We try. I haven't been shot that much. That might be a problem. I guess I will plug Discord for anybody who needs to be reminded. Is still linked on my website, ricksarastar.com. So you have lost the link somehow, you can always go to the website and click on the Discord link to get back in there. And email, you don't know my email address, Rick Serra. He, in his own mind, is a star, ricksarastar.com. And you can send us email, and of course, everything else is there. Links to social media platforms, and even a store if you were looking to buy anything. We've been getting a couple of orders in the last few weeks, so I want to say thank you collectively, and you all, for all of the audience. It's good to see an uptick, and we would encourage you to please consider copying that behavior. ricksarastar.com. It all helps. So, we pause for a moment.
Rick's out of his beer too, or we would share.
I need to get a beer. So
Oh,
let
you
me
want a
just-
bottle now?
I'll get it. So just say a few words to the people
I
for a
can't
minute.
run off at the mouth like you
You
can.
can, yes, you can.
Oh no. Oh yeah, Jimmy Rick, I remember that too. So I told you I went to the dentist today. I had a cavity. My front teeth at the bottom are real close. So I got a little cavity. Go back tomorrow, have it done. Try and get all this stuff out of the way before my knee surgery. So, wow, that was quick.
Yep. And them all.
I just talked about my cavity.
Oh.
So interesting.
Yeah, that you had one.
And it's getting fixed tomorrow.
So,
Dos Equis?
hey, Soul, do you recognize one of these? I love these. Dos Equis Double X Amber. Now, this is called Amber Especial.
Oh, that's not the
They
regular
changed the
Dos Equis.
label a little bit. Yeah, not the regular Dos Equis. Double X Amber. More full-bodied. Such a clean finish. No aftertaste. Clean. Afterwards, you could go drink something else. It's beer. But it's good. Let me make sure. Brewed in Mexico.
Yep, that's what Soul said.
Yep. Monterey.
You know, we went to a new dentist. We both have had 2 visits here, and we really like the practice, so that's
Yes.
good. And because of my knee, I have to take antibiotics prior to any dentistry work to help prevent infections. Well, when I called to ask for a prescription, they said, all you have to do is come in, we'll give them to you here. So, I mean, I got 4 antibiotics today, didn't pay a penny.
Well, that's good that they do that because
Yeah.
they don't cost much.
Yeah.
I mean, and if they can get it as a generic script to be able to give out to anybody who has that need, it's a lot of help in terms of saving some costs.
And I don't
It's a
have to,
family-run practice.
Yeah.
Is what I like
the
about it.
dentists are twins.
Yes, but they have
They're
2.
cool looking too.
Yeah, they're both about the same age. They have
Well, if they're
they're
twins.
twins. They're maybe even the same age. I was thinking brothers, but oh well. I was thinking brothers, and she just says they were twins. I'm really on top of my game, aren't I? Different age twins. The one stayed in the birth canal for a whole 25 seconds longer. Yes, that's why they're not born the same time. Well, whatever. They hired 2 other dentists in the past year. I spoke to the one guy who I've pretty much seen each visit. And maybe that's how they do it. They might, but then more people coming in are probably being assigned to the other 2 newer dentists. And dental hygienist, I think I've had 2 different people actually with dental hygienists, but they have their own hygienists. When you get to some of these big stores or big operations, you find that they have to keep getting, like, basically their agency provided dental hygienists.
Well, that the dentist that we liked the dentist, and then he retired.
They had the same people all the time.
He did, but
Yes.
the new practice did not.
Not.
Every time I had my teeth
Yes.
cleaned, I had somebody else.
And remember the dental one when we were with them?
Oh, that one.
That was a really overly large dental practice, and apparently they're a big company, Dental ONE.
And the thing is, you couldn't get an emergency appointment. So we left, we went to this one, and it was good. And
we
then
were-
when he retired, we stayed
just
with it
for a while, but
and we didn't like it, so we tried Mom's,
yeah,
and we really didn't like it too much.
but it got us by.
It got us by, but
Until
then
we could
Jen
get another
found
one.
this one, and we tried it,
Yeah.
and it's great.
Yeah, Jen found them first, and they really treated her well. And she's not someone who loves to go to a dentist. Maybe you're like that too. They kind of freak you out a little bit. You know, whether you're going to have to get a needle and a gum and all that type of thing. Well, they actually have stuff to put on your gum. And if they give you the stick that has the numbing medicine on it,
Hey, retired beard, hello there. Glad you could join us.
move it around your mouth. You'll numb the whole damn thing with the one stick. I did it myself. Those things are effective. The good thing about doing that is there's no way you're going to have any pain when they go with the needle. So he took the needle to give the Novocaine into the area of the gum. I could only feel the pressure. I could not feel any pain. Just from the little, that this practice uses, a little numbing stick that they give to you to hold it in your mouth. So that's what you'll get tomorrow. So if you feel like taking advantage of that numbing stick, move it around where you're getting it done, so you make sure that whole area is covered. It reminded me of the good old days when I could get some good Coke and you
Alien
just would
Train 28. Hello
take
there.
your finger and you wet it and you just hit the Coke with the end of your tip of your finger and you can go like that, and then within a minute it's nice and numb. You knew that stuff was going to be fun, and then it was, you're gonna like cocaine.
Yeah, back in the day, that's what they used.
Yep. Well, I didn't use it for dental procedures, although we were talking about dental procedures.
Well, retired beards.
I was
back
talking
in the day,
about
they rubbed cocaine on your
1980s buying a,
Hey, buddy.
what do they call it? An 8-ball? And sharing it with a couple of people. I think it was called an 8-ball. It was like 1.5 or 2.5 grams
I don't know.
Coke. You never bought an 8-ball?
I never bought cocaine.
Okay.
All mine
Well,
was free.
The last time I bought cocaine was 1983, so it's been a long time. About the same age.
Hunter Moss, Junkerman.
A little bit earlier than that was the last time I found any LSD.
Oh, I'm glad you're not dead, and I'm sorry for the chaos.
So I'm glad that I wasn't one of those people that those drugs take you to the hard stuff. Only need my medical marijuana and regular alcohol. Gave up cigarettes. You know, I was hanging out with someone, smoking my brand all day long as we were hanging out, and I didn't have a cigarette. I didn't ask for one. I didn't even let
Good.
myself think about wanting to bum one. You know why? If I smoked it, I was going to just feel like an ashtray.
Yep.
I was just going
So
to
I'm
feel
glad you did.
nauseous from it. I was going to say to myself, no. And I just held on to the no. Very good, because I used to smoke Marlboro Reds.
He's drinking. Oh, he drank a little bit of water. Good boy.
It's a little better than nothing. So, Alien Train is here. Hello, Alien
I
Train.
know, I already said that. Hunter Moss.
Hunter
is here.
Moss, hello. Good to have you, retired beard. I heard you say that. During the motel phase in Rick's life, did not need to buy it anymore.
Cocaine.
Oh, okay. I switched to vaping. Ah, okay. The little vaping. I cut my cocaine with asbestos. That was funny, you know, Christradamus. I love that one. Oh, man. Back in the day, they rubbed cocaine on your gums. Yep, well, like I said, I just did it when I had my own, you know. Yeah, of course. That was the way to test it out. You watch the movies, and you know the guy puts a knife in the bag and he puts a little bit on his tongue or something or other. You know, you always see it. So
Retired beard. I just looked that up. Yuck.
I could see, like, if Will Ferrell was doing the part of a drug buyer, and you know, he would take the knife, put it in the bag, and then he would go like this and puff like so a big cloud would cover his face
Who
with
was this?
white, and he'd inhale while the cloud was in his face. Will Ferrell.
Oh, okay.
I get to see Will doing that as a
Yeah,
way his
Jingle
way to
dangle,
do it.
I never smoked. Everybody in my family did. I did have an uncle give me a puff one time when I was a little kid. Never ever touched the stuff after that. I thought I was going to die.
Yeah, well,
He was a jerk uncle. That's all I can
my
say.
grandfather took a puff of his cigar and blew the smoke into my snorkel when I was given, pardon me, I was given a gift of a snorkel and a
I
mask.
know. I remember you saying that.
So I'm walking around the backyard proudly showing my mask and my snorkel, and he gets me to come over to him, and he just goes into my snorkel, and of course, I coughed my head off for
That
5
didn't
to
stop.
10 minutes.
It didn't stop you from smoking later in
I
life.
know. It's like that commercial. When I was a kid, there was this kid. He would grab a cigarette out of his mother's living room cigarette case, and then he went into the bathroom, and he closed the door, and he's standing in the front of the mirror in his medicine cabinet in the bathroom, and he has a match, and he lights a match, and he puffs the cigarette, and he starts to cough. And I think they even edited it so he coughed several different times, but they edited it all together.
From the heat, Jimmy Rick.
And the whole message of this commercial was, remember your first cigarette? And then, why didn't you start before you came to a bad end? It was one of the earliest anti-smoking commercials that were on television. So this is like 1968, 1969, and we started bugging my parents every time we'd see that commercial come on television. And they would be actually smoking, maybe one of the two of them, while we were watching some television show, you know, and we're sitting in there inhaling that smoke.
You have
Three little
secondhand
kids.
smoke.
Yep.
I don't remember that,
So,
but I'm not going to disagree with you, Jimmy Rick. The Flintstones smoked in the cartoon series. I wouldn't put it past that because it was really in then.
I don't remember Fred, Barney, Wilma, or Betty smoking ever. Maybe a cigar between
Mr. Bedrock
Betty and, Barney and Fred might have had a cigar, but I never remember them smoking cigarettes. You gonna search and check on this? That's interesting. Did they do that? Now tell me, people might have smoked on the show, but did any of the Munsters smoke?
Yes, character Fred Flintstone and Barney Rubble smoked Winston cigarettes
No.
in the first 2 seasons.
But after that, they stopped?
I don't know. It's
Guess
in the first
so.
2 seasons.
Wow, they smoked Winston's. That's a harsh cigarette, man. I have to admit, I even smoked
Oh, listen, the characters.
Camel non-filters at one time.
The characters would sneak off to smoke in black and white commercials that aired at the end of the episodes. Fred would also light a Winston for his wife Wilma at the end of each episode while singing the Winston jingle. Boy, that was all one commercial.
What the
wasn't it?
heck? Wow. The
However,
Winston
they did eventually quit smoking.
in the show?
Yes.
Wow, that was good. They ended up doing a positive
Hey, Boston
example.
Lynch, 33. Hello there.
God, just talking about this, the
I tried
meaning I'm getting out of this, such early experimentation on the audience using that new media, television.
Well, they had sponsors, and they had, if the tobacco industry was sponsoring it, they were going to be smoking on that show. Yeah, they did. Everybody smoked. Yeah, plus they didn't bother about that back then, so they didn't think cigarettes were
That harmful?
that harmful, I don't think. Oh, he did not. Long Duck Dong said Mr. Slate smoked weed.
Mr. Slate? That's ridiculous. Now, was there 2 different bosses
No,
during the
when
course
they
of the
lived in
show.
Bedrock, I called him Mr. Bedrock. That was the name of their.
Now there was a Mr. Slate, but there was another boss. Do you remember the other boss's name? Started with letter C. I think that they had, one time, had a Mr. Carmichael also be the boss.
That was Lucy.
Was it?
That was Lucy.
Uh,
Mr. Carmichael.
Now there
was a
was
bank
also
manager. Or that could have been the Beverly Hillbillies.
there was also somebody who was a singer. It was like a crooner, kind of a singer, you know. Hoagie Carmichael during the series on the Flintstones, and all the girls would swoon over Hoagie Carmichael, and Fred and Barney were kind of irritated with this piece of shit, getting all the women to oogle over him. I forget how it went down, but they might have beat him up in an alley or something. I'm not sure. With all the men of Bedrock beat him up to a bloody pulp in the alley. Yes, they did.
Mr. Hard Rock.
Right behind the bowling alley. Yes, that's what it was. That's what they used. They used the bowling balls to pound him on the head out in the back.
Time to say good night.
Why?
Because it's 6:30. I have to fix dinner.
What do you have to fix?
Stir fry.
Oh, it's stir fry? What's the protein?
Pork.
Oh, it's pork stir fry.
Yeah. So it's time to say goodnight.
Well, thank you guys for coming out on an earlier and strange time frame and day to be with us. I hope that we've had
We
a good time.
appreciate it, guys.
We had some fun. We enjoyed being here with you all. If you didn't do it, if you didn't watch for some reason, you should watch my promo. It might give you another laugh. Don't forget, go to ricksarastar.com if you'd like to
Pork
connect.
stir fry with rice.
If you want to connect on Discord, there's a link on ricksarastar.com. And you might notice that John C. and Ponytail Dungeon Master weren't here. They told me in advance they weren't going to be able to be
Because of the time.
because of the date and the time. They had other things planned, so that's why that's the case. So everybody have a great Friday and weekend and the rest of this day, which will be, like I say, the longest day of the year. So enjoy it. Won't be getting to sunset till sometime after 8:30 p.m. Yes. All right, y'all. Let me go over and crawl to the box.
Good night, guys.
Click the X.
See you next week.
Hey, Bo. Say goodbye. Bye, Bo. Party pooper. Peace, everybody. Have a great weekend and good rest of your night. Love you all. Beep. Come on.